All right, Shalom, Kol Haloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and who have taught us young brothers his knowledge. Honors and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, and that's doing the work of truth. Sincerely, Shalom to you. Shalom to the Akwaf that believe as well. This is an article I found due to a news clip I seen, and it was interesting because it involved the shipping ports within the Panama Canal, which is a major canal that the U.S., which is Babylon in the scriptures, that it depends on. And I got some information and looked it up and how really serious it was. And I have a video clip I'm going to play. And before I start this video, I want to say fair use. And Lord willing, this video was edifying. I got a little info I pulled up. And I'm going to jump right into it. I don't have a title for the video, but Lord willing, at the end, I'll have a title. So let's dive right into it.
We welcome you back to CBS Mornings. It's now 7:30. For our series, Protecting the Planet, we're taking a look at the major drought that's threatening one of the world's most important shipping routes. 40% of global cargo traffic passes through the famed Panama Canal. Now, it connects the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, saving time and billions of dollars. How does it do that? Well, it allows ships to avoid sailing around the tip of South America. Senior national...
So, as you can see, 40% of the world, so the global, cargo shipping goes through there. Which, when it's over here, that's more important to America. That's the reason why America had the canal built. Okay, when you look up the history of the Panama City Canal, the history show you that the reason to have it built was to avoid that long passage, as she spoke about, which is very timely and very risky too, going through those waters, because it takes several weeks to go around, and then from what I hear, it's some troublesome water from what I looked up. Okay, and it's just difficult for ships to get around that Horn of South America. Okay, so this is from the World Economic Forum. It says unprecedented challenges, drought at the Panama Canal disrupts global trade. All right, so this is something that's affecting the global trade, and you got to keep in mind that America, depends on this canal. Okay, a severe drought, in which the drought is the water is severely too low, where ships cannot pass through. Okay, a severe drought in Panama is creating long queues and delays at the Panama Canal, causing shipping disruptions and further highlighting the impact the climate crisis is having on global trade. See, because why? Global trade depends on the Panama Canal. All right, 40%. That's almost half. Okay, the Panama Canal Authority, known as the ACP, has limited the number of vessels passing through the canal for several dry months due to water scarcity. Yeah, the water's too low. Again, restrictions were also imposed on ships' depth while in the canal, curbing the amount of cargo they can hold. So they only can carry a certain amount of cargo. Okay, which that puts a lot of companies, all right, or just global trade, profits on the back burner, because you can't, ship as much cargo as you normally would. You got to cut it down to size. Okay. In the statement, the ACP said the ongoing drought is posing unprecedented challenges and has no historical precedence. I'm sorry. It says the Panama Canal, an artificial waterway that connects the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, has been a major thoroughfare for international trade for over 100 years. See, today the canal connects nearly 2,000 ports in 170 countries, according to the ACP. The top origin and destination countries are the United States, China, and Japan. And when you know about America, see, America depends on this canal. Okay. America depends on this canal because its main imports come through this canal. Okay. This is from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. It's yeah, I believe this is where I got it from. Yep, U.S. Chamber of Commerce. All right, so this is from the the U.S. Gov. Benefits of imports amid a renewed focus on boosting U.S. exports. It is important to bear in mind that imports benefit Americans as well. They bring lower prices and more choices for American families as they try to stretch their budgets. Companies also depend on imports for raw materials and competitively priced inputs, which, when you think about it, raw materials in itself, which come from abroad, what is metals, okay, what is the automobile, raw materials, anything to do with manufacturing, for whatever sector of industrial manufacturing work, okay. A lot of the metals come from across seas, okay. A lot of agriculture comes from across seas because America is a importing country, okay. Now, right here it says companies' imports of intermediate goods, raw materials, and capital goods account for more than 60% of all U.S. goods imports. See, lowering costs for manufacturers and other businesses and helping them hone their competitive edge, which a lot of these companies are going down. Okay. A lot of them are going down because why? They're losing profits, and you got factories shutting down even. Okay. Because they can't keep up with the demand or supply demand to their customers. So you have factories that's going out of business because of when the pandemic happened, they had to close down. Remember, a lot of ports was backed up. Then you had the bottleneck situation, right? And so as a result, you have everything else backed up that depends on the ports, which is pretty much essentially everything. Okay, everything, because again, America is a importing country. Okay, let me grab a precept real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah 50, and excuse me. Jeremiah 50 and 38. A drought. Now this, keep in mind, it's talking about Babylon. Okay, it's not talking about the old Babylonian kingdom. It's talking about the daughter of Babylon. Okay, also known as Babylon the Great. All right, or the virgin daughter of Babylon. It says a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Okay, and that's America, man, all day. All right, but a drought is upon her waters because this Panama Canal affect America in a major way. Okay, the goods that we buy, all right, everyone, they come through the ports. Okay, I believe if I remember right, somewhere around like 90 to 95% of America's goods that we consume are imported from other countries. All right. America don't really export anything hardly. Okay. they, they don't have a big market for gross domestic products, just like Rome. All right, Rome was the same way. Now there's some history right here from Rome. Okay, I'll pull up a little history. Okay, this is from the UNRV. It says Roman history, trade goods in the Roman Empire. Right, check this out. Trade was very important to the Roman Empire. Big cities like Rome had to import large amount of food from all over the empire. Luxury goods also came from all over Europe, Africa, and the Near East. Silk came on camel caravans from China. Ships brought spices, jewels, and perfumes from India. Transporting goods on land was expensive and often dangerous, so most commerce was conducted via shipping. So just like Rome, and we know that America is Rome all over again, okay? Because you can see right here, it patterned itself, all right? The whole makeup of America is based on Rome. Okay, this is why the scriptures tell you that that beast that was spoken about in the book of Daniel, the seventh chapter, that fourth beast, okay, which was the Roman Empire, okay, how the deadly wound was healed, because we know that the Roman Empire went down, all right, but through America, okay, which is the daughter of Babylon again, Babylon the Great, okay, mystery Babylon. We know that the Roman system, excuse me, was reintroduced to the world through America. All right, this is Revelation 13, and I'm gonna go right to the point. Excuse me. Bear me one second. Let me get some to drink. Excuse me. Revelation 13 and 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. Right. How that deadly wound was healed, or how the old Roman system, all right, came back into play. It's called the Renaissance. Okay, the rebirth of the Edomites coming back into power and implementing their old system, which they had put throughout the known world, which was through Rome. Okay, this is why the infrastructure of America is based off Rome. The way it's doing trade and commerce is based off Rome. Okay, the legislation, all right, the House of Senate, all that's based off Rome. Okay, and even going back to when they first came to power is the Greeks, which the Greeks again transitioned into what? The Romans. Okay. This is from nationalgeographic.org. Check this out. It says traces of ancient Rome in the modern world. It says the ideas and culture of ancient Rome influenced the art, architecture, science, technology, literature, language, and law of today. See, even National Geographic got it. No, got it right. Okay. Check this out. Um, Ancient Rome had a large influence on the modern world. Though it has been thousands of years since the Roman Empire flourished, we can still see evidence of it in our art, architecture, technology, literature, language, and law. From bridges and stadiums, yeah, the Colosseums, right? I believe it was Trajan that implemented the Colosseums, okay? The Emperor Trajan, okay? If I pronounce his name right, it says from, matter of fact, um, bear me one second. Let's we'll pull up something. Okay. This is a Roman emperor. Who started if I'm pronouncing it right, Colosseum. Uh, okay. Okay. Here we go. So I stand corrected. Okay, Salaki, I stand corrected. It says Vespasian was the one that constructed the Colosseum. Okay. So there you go. All right, I had to look that up. I wanted to be for sure. All right. So still, hey, you still have that in today society, which is through America, where where these football NFL football games are played at, college football games are played at, the NBA arenas. Okay, they're nothing but just coliseums. All right, you have the mall. All right, the shopping malls. That comes from Rome. Okay. Um, Let me see here. It says right here, although the Romans were heavily influenced by ancient Greece, they were able to make improvements to certain borrowed Greek designs and inventions, right? Because the same people that was the Greeks, okay, were the Romans, which were what? The house of Esau, Edom, all right, the Edomites, okay? For example, they continued the use of columns, but the form became more decorative and less structural in Roman buildings. See? Ancient Romans created curved roofs and large-scale arches, okay, which were able to support more weight than the post and beam construction the Greeks used, okay, and even the bridges, okay. It mentions the bridges. It mentions how the bridges were built during, the Rome Empire. All right, when you get into it, all right, it says these arches served as the foundation for the massive bridges and aqueducts the Romans created. Okay, and what you have in America, America has, these massive bridges. Okay, they have these massive bridges. Okay, that ultimately, all right, ultimately, they starting to crash and break down. You have a lot of bridges that have been failing in America. Then you have a lot of them that's being constructed. It's under construction. All right, but the point is, they're all based off Rome. Okay. Check this out. The Golden Gate Bridge, Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, the Brooklyn Bridge, Munchot Swamp Bridge, and they got others. All right, it says 20 more. All right, 20 more. Royal Bridge, 7 Mile Bridge, Mackinac Bridge. All right, all these massive bridges. All right, with the curve, it goes back to Rome. See? So again, you have traces, heavy traces, all right, I should say, of Rome, all right, that's represented right here in America, okay? So let's read that. Let's read it again in Revelation 13 in verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And now we know how that deadly wound was healed through the Renaissance period, okay? Through that revived fourth beast, which again was the Roman Empire. All right, so excuse me. Just like Rome, again, just like Rome depends, all right, on ships, okay? Because what did it say? That the ships, all right, the ships was the main way the Romans, all right, had, their imports of goods, okay, coming to Rome, all right, because it was cost effective. It was costly to bring the goods by land because of you have these different like land pirates, if you will, people that steal the goods. Okay, so this is let's go to the book of Jeremiah 51. Okay, and verse 13 it says, "O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness." Because why? America, all right, which is Babylon, this is a place that dwell upon many waters. Okay, this is the same thing that the Apostle John, all right, seen the vision that he's seen on the island of Patmos. This is the same thing he's seen. All right, he's seen this place, okay, which he was talking about Babylon, which is America again. All right, and he's seen this place dwelling upon many waters, okay, that was prepared for a heavy judgment, all right, which is destruction that the Lord is going to bring to this place. Okay, this is Revelation 17:1. It says the doom of Babylon. Okay, it says, "And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters," which is who? America. Okay, it says, "With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." Because why? America is pushing its whole agenda and system, okay, upon the whole world. All right, and they always put it in the name of democracy. Okay, trying to spread democracy, which is what them trying to make other countries and nations submit to their system. Okay, and many of the kings of the earth have consented unto it. Okay, and to this very day, all right, they're in cahoots. All right, but the tides are turning. Okay, the tides are turning because with this Panama Canal, the merchants of the earth, they can't sell their goods because why? They got ships backed up. All right, hundreds of ships. All right, hundreds of ships that are backed up in the canal. You know how much goods that is? Okay, let's see. Let me see. Can I find that? I believe I seen it in this article when I was reading through it. I believe he gave the exact number of the ships that was backed up. If I ain't mistaken, I might be wrong, but let me at least double check again. Okay. Well. Okay, so it don't give the what's right here. It don't give the exact amount of ships, but it gives the tons of cargo. Okay, so it says right here where I left off at reading in the information off the World Economic Forum.com. It says in 2022 over 14,000 transits were completed through the canal by ships carrying more than 291 million long tons of cargo. All right, so that's a lot of cargo. Okay, that's a lot of cargo, and you can imagine, man. All right, anything you eat, all right, anything that you order off, these online shopping, sites. A lot of this stuff come from across these. All right, these other countries, okay, made in China, to name one of many, okay, made in Taiwan, whatever. and they affect the people. Okay, they affect the consumers, the commoners. All right, because we depend on them. This is a statement that the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. This is what he said. It says the West has been blinded by desire to defeat Russia. It says, check this out. Look at the title. It says, Western politicians are so overwhelmed with the feeling of impunity that they forget about self-preservation, Moscow says. Yeah, because that's true. This Ukrainian war situation, they put a lot of money and effort into it, right? And what it's doing is it's costing America, it's a heavy indent on the American economy, okay? America's already in debt, and then you spending money that you already don't even have on this, war. All right, billions on billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars on this war, man. This is self-preservation, the protection of oneself from harm or death. Well, this place is approaching death, okay? As a result of these ships not being able to enter into the U.S. ports, what do you think that's causing? All right, it's causing job loss. All right, which is in Ecclesiastes speak about the grinders cease because they are few. The grinders represents the workers, okay? And that's who is going to feel that's who is going to feel the heat the most. People are going to start losing jobs, and then that's it. That's why you notice a lot of you have some places that still have something going on, but a lot of these places, even the major cities, have shut down a lot of things. Okay, things are getting tight. Okay, financially. All right, Isaiah 24:10, it says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up. Excuse me. Excuse me. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. See, the city of confusion is broken down. Okay, there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Well, why? Because people are losing jobs. Even the UAW, which is I was talking about that the other day. The United Auto Workers, okay, they're on strike en masse. See, they're on strike en masse. And they're not happy about their wages. Everything's going up, but everybody's wages. See, you think people going to be just quiet about that? Hell no. Even the UAW presidents and the rest of the heads of the UAW came out and spoke against the automobile industry and his mistreatment of his workers. What it says in James the 5th chapter, the labor is kept back by fraud. Okay. So you wonder why mirth is going? People are losing their jobs. You wonder why people on TikTok losing their mind? Because they don't have, decent wages, and a lot of things they were doing with their kids, they can't do it no more. The amount of grocery shopping they can do, they can't do it no more. Family trips, that's all gone. No, it's gone. All right, it's gone. Let me get that real quick. Speaks about that. Real quick, go right to the point. James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, crieth. See? And a lot of them you seen out there in the UAW strikes was mainly Jake. So-called Negroes and Latinos, man. You know, who make up the the workforce? Negroes, Latinos mainly, which happen to be Israelites. Okay, all right, according to the Bible. Okay, so they are kept back by fraud. They do get their paycheck every week. You know, they do go home and try and put their pens together. To try to save for the next week. A little gas money to get to work for the next week. Barely making it. Got to borrow money. The credit, the credit debt of America is crazy right now. All right. A lot of it is just unbearable. Okay. People are starting to bug out. Okay. And this is something that you Edomites don't consider, man. You think that you're gonna, you think you're gonna, basically have a society and it's gonna flourish forever, but it's not so. All right, Psalms 49:11 says that the inward thought. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I'll come back to that. Isaiah 49:11, it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. Right? This is the thought of you Edomites. All right, you don't think about the latter end. Okay? But for sure, there's a latter end. Isaiah 47:7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. All right, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And who was this talking about? All right, who was the prophet Isaiah talking about? Who is he prophesying about? Babylon. See, lament for Babylon at the top of the screen. Okay, lament for Babylon. Verse 8, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And America is full of witchcraft, man, and sorcery. All right, even the wicked things they do, with this world of pedophilia, what they do these children, and that's coming out. A lot of you so-called celebrities, man. That Jeffrey Epstein, stuff goes all the way to the top. Where it's even mentioning, Rothschilds. It's mentioned, J.P. Morgan Chase, people. Jake, Oprah, the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, getting mentioned, in this scandal. Okay. It's called child sexual magic. Okay. That's why this place has to go, man. Verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Yeah, well, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai seeth you. All right, the Most High, Heavenly Father, all right, Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai see you. All right, the angels always recording things you're doing. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. All right, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly which thou shalt not know, because why? The Lord had prepared this place for judgment, and you ain't gonna be able to shake about the judgment that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua prepared for, Babylon, all right, which is America. Okay. This is why the Lord said he has set a snare, all right, and a trap for Babylon. Okay. Look at that. Prophesy against Babylon. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 24. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And everything about this society is against the Lord, the Lord's law, man. Okay, and what the Lord have established as righteousness. All right, America is totally opposite of righteousness. It's wickedness, man. Totally wickedness in Babylon the Great. Okay, that's why the Lord is going to rain arrows on this place, which are the ICBM missiles. This is why this Panama Canal is happening the way it's happening, because when the goods are cut off, what that leads to? Famine. Okay. They showing you all the cattle, tens of thousands of cattle. There's all so-called just die, all the farms that burnt down. You think that's coincidence? Hell no. And the scriptures say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Now the elites, they may be the ones behind that, but you got to remember that the Heavenly Father is the one that's in control. Remember, the Most High Heavenly Father make peace and create evil, man. Okay? And the Most High is the one that ruled. Let me get that. He's the one that ruled it. Okay? He's the puppet master on high that's pulling the strings. All right, of the elites. Okay, remember that in the book of Romans. Okay, the Apostle Paul said that the powers that be are ordained of the Most High. The Most High put the powers that be in their position. Okay, he the one put the rulership in their hand. Okay, this is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men, which is who? The Edomites. Okay, the base men, children of fools, the Edomites, the house of Esau, Edom. Okay, so the Most High have put the most base people on earth in power, which is what? The wicked seed, the wicked generation. That man may be revealed. Okay, that wicked man, which is Esau, Edom, the wicked, be revealed. The son of perdition, who's destroying the earth? Esau, Edom, but guess what? They were set up by the Most High to be revealed as the wicked, and you see their wickedness. Okay, and this is why their society is going down. Babylon the Great, which is America. See? This is why the plagues that are coming upon the shores of America are happening back to back, because of in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, they say that the plague should not be slack that comes upon the earth. Okay. Let me see here. Let's go from there. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Well, what's the capital of Edom's possession? All right, what's modern day Basra? America. Okay, the Edomites are in power, and their modern day Basra would be what? America, their main capital. Okay, the wine that the elites push is pushed through America. These vain philosophies and way of living, okay, which is again, put out to the world as democracy. That goes through America. Let's build a democratic society. Yeah, okay. Anyways, it says, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Because why? More plagues are going to hit this place. Not just, this Panama Canal situation, which is a big blow. Okay. A heavy blow. The ports of America depends on these ports. Again, let me go back to that real quick. And the Russians even called. They said they're not worried about the self-preservation of his own, which is true. Okay. It says right here again, companies imports of intermediate goods, raw materials, and capital goods account for more than 60% of all U.S. goods imports. See? So imagine all the other things. All right. Imagine, again, all the agricultural goods you get, a lot of it come from these different other countries, man. These different countries that, sell, all right, to America, they're whatever they selling, whether it's corn, what have you, right? Grain, okay. The U.S. depends on it, okay. Let's see here, okay, it's just other stuff. So let me finish this up. It says Jeremiah 49:17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at the plagues thereof. Okay, because you can tell that this place is being prepared for desolation, man. Okay, you can see that America is on its way to a desolate state. All right, and what it says in the book of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, okay, about healing Babylon. Let me see. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. All right. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Because why? You cannot heal this place. All right. The Lord is the one that's bringing this place down. Okay. The Lord is the one that put it down and set it up. All right. As far as rulership, excuse me, the rulership of the nations. Okay. It's the Lord that's doing that. The Lord is the one that's doing that. He's the one that puts that, raise up a nation, and he puts that nation down and bring up another nation. Okay. It's just so happened to be that we're in the time of Esau being put down, and Jacob, we're rising up. And it's all the doing of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So it's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that this place is not going to flourish and continue on. Okay. This is Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. See? And that's the thing, all right, about rulership. When the Most High bring up a nation, okay, and set them up in power, okay, And ain't nothing you can do about it. It's their time to rule because the Most High have appointed them that time to rule. Same thing when the Most High bring down the nation. They can't prolong that rulership because why? The Most High ruled in the kingdom of men. Okay, and He's the one that's given, the power to whatever nation He wants to. Okay. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right, so we live in a time where we're getting ready to see, this great horde that stood upon many waters. All right, which is America. We watching it fall to pieces. All right, to desolation, to destruction. All right, and I'm gonna be monitoring this canal situation, very closely because, hey, once the port shut down, everything else shut down because that's how logistics work. Okay, shipping. All right, which that involves the ports. From the ports, it's on the semi trucks, which I'm a semi truck driver. I'm a professional driver, and I'm sure other brothers out there, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, those of you that are truckers. From the truckers, it goes to the warehouse. Okay, and from the warehouse, it goes to the stores. Okay, or another word for warehouses is distribution centers. Okay, or distribution warehouses. But then from that, it goes to the stores, to the different, whatever the store brand may be, Kroger, Myers, Walmart, what have you. See, and this is why the scriptures say that and suddenly shall the storehouses be empty. This could make them empty. Okay, this Panama Canal situation. So, I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this video have been edifying. And I'm gonna say to you Akim and you Akwaf out there, Shalom, until the next video in the Bob Ball. All right, Shalom.